Good Tuesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Tuesday. I am your meteorologist, Jess Peterson. Let's go in and talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening going into your future. If you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button, make sure you go and do so. Also, make sure you go and hit the share button as well. Share with all the people that you know, and also make sure you go on and leave a comment. Again, as we are right now in subscriber only mode, so you pretty much have to subscribe to the channel if you want to leave a comment or a live chat inside of the chat right now, which I don't even have it pulled up. Let me go and pull it up real quick. Also, want to give a huge shout out to my computer. Decided it wanted to crash on me right before I started, so that's why I was a bit late tonight. But just because technical difficulties happened, that does not mean that I'm going to stop the forecast or halt it or just cancel it just in general because of technical difficulties. So we're gonna go on now and get started. And let's go on and talk with the recorded audience for the people who can unfortunately not be here tonight. Good Tuesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Tuesday. I am your meteorologist, Jess Peterson. Let's go on and talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening going into your future. Looking at the radar right now, we do have some downpour activity going on just to the east of Camden and Bishopville, as well as over here inside of Rock Hill, Indian land, as well as a thunderstorm potentially going on inside of Lancaster that will be going through probably in like the next 25 minutes or so. Look at all of these tornado warnings we have out here to our west. Places like Tennessee, Georgia, going into Alabama as well. I mean, we have tornado warnings throughout this entire region. And we also do have, obviously, severe weather. Even a tornado warning down here in Louisiana as well. Severe weather going all the way up to Kentucky, Indiana, getting some strong storms, as well as up there inside of Michigan as well, getting some strong downpours as well. But overall, up here in the north central United States, obviously the Dakotas, Minnesota, it's looking fine up there. Maybe some isolated snow activity inside of Wyoming. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. Maybe some rainfall going on the Pacific Northwest as well. As we go into our cloud cover right now is showing that heavy cloud cover, obviously where that storm is. Over there near Rock Hill, like Lancaster and places like that. Also, some shower activity, like we talked about near Camden, that's bringing some rain, that's bringing some cloud cover activity right now. And then some low clouds going on just to the south of Florence or just to the west of Myrtle Beach as well. If we go into our current cloud cover going into the future, you can see as we start off here, you can see that as we move through the night tonight, that cloud cover will start to build up a lot more. And as we get into tomorrow morning, that cloud cover will continue to stay widespread. Even as you go into tomorrow afternoon, cloud cover is really starting to move off the coast, and it's actually going to become a lot less cloudier as we get into tomorrow afternoon and evening. So it's going to be pretty nice. Going into our current temperature, 77 in Union, 79 in Greenville, as well as 84 inside of Orangeburg, 80 in Columbia, as well as Charleston, 82 in Walterboro, and 80 in Moncks Corner, 77 in Georgetown and Myrtle Beach, as well as 75 in Loris, 80 inside of Beaufort, as well as 86 in Barnwell. Going into our low temperatures for tonight for South Carolina, 67 in Greenville, as well as 67 in Spartanburg. We also have 68 in Anderson, 68 in Greenwood, as well as 71 in Aiken, and 72 in Columbia, Sumter, Orangeburg, and Barnwell, 70 in Florence, as well as 71 in Kingstree, 72 in Moncks Corner, as well as 75 in Charleston, 76 in Hilton Head Island, as well as 72 in Georgetown, and 73 in Myrtle Beach. Going into your forecast precipitation for tonight, from 8 p.m. tonight all the way through 8 p.m. tomorrow, you can see that we do have pretty much 100th of an inch to a tenth of an inch for places like Myrtle Beach, going into Dillon, Sharaff, Florence, Camden, as well as Columbia and Aiken, all have that 100th of an inch to a tenth of an inch. Camden is also right on that border for a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch, as well as Winsboro, Newberry, Greenwood, Lawrence, Rock Hill, all these places, a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch, even Spartanburg as well. And then a quarter of an inch to a half an inch for Anderson and Greenville as well. So overall, we're looking at the potential for the majority of that rainfall being up there inside the upstate, as, it's currently raining right now, like we talked about near Rock Hill. If we go into severe weather, starting off for tonight, we do have a slight risk of severe weather up there for Greenville and Spartanburg, and you might be wondering, what is that for? What are the threats? But really, the main threat obviously is going to be those damaging winds, damaging hail, and a little bit of a tornado threat as well. Obviously, we checked it, and there was a 2% chance of tornadoes for a good amount of the state. Now it's really only just like the Greenville Spartanburg region. And also, there is that main risk, obviously, is going to be that wind as a 15% risk. That's why that slight risk, that yellow risk, is there. It's for damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour. And then also, we also do have a 5% chance of receiving some hail as well, mainly up there again in Greenville, Spartanburg, Rock Hill, which is kind of already going on. If you go into our Wednesday forecast for tomorrow, Wednesday severe weather outlook, you can see that mainly that chance of severe weather really gets secluded down towards the coastal regions, Low Country, PD region, Grand Strand region, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Hilton Head Island, and just to the east of Florence, there is a marginal risk. That is a wind threat, not really a chance for a tornado or hail, just a wind threat. And then as you go into Thursday, May the 22nd, just a thunderstorm threat, nothing severe. As we go on now, let's check out excessive rainfall. Checking it out now. You can see as we start off tonight, minor risk of flooding up there for Greenville, Spartanburg, and places like that. As we go into tomorrow, nothing for tomorrow. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're all good. We are all good after that. As we go on now, let's check out our models. Let's look at the short term first, and we'll go and look at the long term. But as you go on and push this forward, rainfall activity will continue as we go into tonight as well. And then there goes our little severe weather threat at around 2 o'clock in the morning. 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning is when we're going to be starting to see that shower, thunderstorm activity. And as you continue this even more into the Midlands around 5 o'clock in the morning, but then overall it just weakens and dies out pretty much. So even as you go into like the evening and nighttime hours, it's really just staying dry tomorrow. And then as you get into our Thursday's looking pretty dry as well. As we go on now, let's look at the long-term future. Let's see what the long-term has to say. As we move through into, like the next 300 to 400 hours, as we started off, you can see just isolated shower, thunderstorm activity, and that goes on probably until around May the 26th, until finally some more rainfall activity moves through. But overall, nothing really severe that I'm looking at, as it's staying kind of quieting down a little bit. Now this may just be an off run, you never know what happens, but for right now, it's looking a lot less active than what we have been seeing, obviously, over the past, over like May, or the last part of May, for example. I think if we go into yesterday, we talked about how that last half was going to be pretty active, and you can see it's definitely a lot more active. It looked a lot more active yesterday than it does today. I mean, this is what it was looking like at 8 p.m. May the 30th. If you go to today, nothing. I mean, you can see here absolutely nothing going on, but if you go to yesterday, it showed a huge system. So overall, quieting down in terms of how much rainfall we can see over the next 400 hours or so. Overall, it's not much. Again, this is what hold on, let me go on and go back to this one. I think I might have to go all the way back. Okay, that's odd. But, I mean, overall, this is what we were seeing. I mean, only around 1 inch to 2 inches, maybe 4 or 5 inches. But if we go to yesterday, it showed probably a lot more, as I have no idea what's going on with this right now. There we go, right there. Somewhere around here, where it shows kind of close to the same amount. But overall, it's really just staying inside of that 2 inch to probably up to around 4 to 5 inch range. As we go on now, let's check out our crazy score. If you have no idea what the crazy score is, the score that we see how crazy the weather is inside of South Carolina, it's at a 42. In the moderate category, noticeable weather conditions such as moderate rain, wind, or minor storms, I honestly think that I probably would notch it up just a little bit into the stronger category. If I was to make it, obviously I don't. This is completely made by a bot, not made by me at all. And so, honestly, I think probably the strong category would suit it the most. As obviously there is the chance for some severe weather, but that's like late tonight, around 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's go on now and go on to our next little bit, which we talked about the future, we talked about all that stuff. So let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off with my cousin Cheryl, who says, "Good evening, everyone. Good evening, women. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Nice day today in Philly. I'm at work. Keep up the good work. Love you, Cheryl." Thank you so much for that comment. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Ms. Tolliver says, "Good evening. Severely hot day at my house. I hope things cool down. Sent you a few pictures of the pond today." I did get it. I did see it. I got a notification from it on my phone. So that it was good to see. And then also Mr. Anthony says, "Good evening, JP. Good evening to you." Trail says, "Hi, just fellow to you." And then Thad says, "Good evening. Hope all is well. Not much activity today here inside of San Antonio." And that will most likely continue as we get into like the next couple of days or so, until finally I think you might see some rain activity probably Thursday or Friday. Overall, I mean, it's pretty low. But if I go on and look now, for example, it says your next chance of rain actually disappeared. I don't even think it's here anymore. Sunday. It says Sunday is your next chance of rain. So unless that changes, you might not see rain until Sunday. But that's it in terms of the audience. Let's go on now and look at these pictures that Ms. Tolliver sent us here from her house. Here we go, right here. Here's the first one. Just you can definitely see the fact that the pond definitely should be a bit higher, and unless I'm mistaken, probably should be a bit higher than that. But we need the rainfall. Rainfall is, kind of slowing down a little bit more from what we've seen. And as you go into this next picture right here, just some more pictures of some wildlife going through. And then as you go into the next one, here's a huge view of the lake inside our backyard. And overall, it looks nice. Looks hot though. It doesn't. I don't know how I can say it looks hot, but you can. Sometimes you can just look at a picture and be like, okay, it definitely looks hot inside that picture. But for right now, from obviously how hot it's been today, I can pretty much assume that it was. And you said it yourself that it was hot today, so. But thank you so much for the pictures, though. If you have any pictures, and you want to be like Ms. Tolliver, you can by sending them at SC, that is SC like South Carolina, and then weather 360, or 360, and then at gmail.com, and I will show them here on the live stream again, every single night, every night that I get one, I'll share it, but just any pictures at all. And so that's it in terms of the pictures. Let's go on now and talk about San Antonio and Raleigh. So starting off with San Antonio first. Low temperatures tonight 71, high temperatures tomorrow 96, low temperatures tomorrow 74. No precipitation is expected tonight or tomorrow. And then as you go into severe weather, pretty much there is not really a thing going on. Even though they do have you in the thunderstorm risk for Thursday, I guess the ingredients are inside the atmosphere if a shower does form on Thursday, which I said Thursday, Friday, but they gotten rid of it at that point. So, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to rain. I guess that's just a little bit of a watch out. But overall, that's it there. No excessive rainfall or anything like that for San Antonio as well. Moving on to Raleigh. First off, we have low temperatures tonight, 67. High temperatures tomorrow, 87. Low temperatures tomorrow night, 61. No precipitation expected tomorrow night, but tomorrow, chance of showers or chance of thunderstorms tomorrow during the day, and tonight, thunderstorms are likely. And if you go on into any sort of severe weather, you have a chance for some severe weather for wind and tornadoes. 2% chance of tornadoes, 5% chance of damaging winds, and tomorrow as well. 5% chance of damaging winds, as well as a 5% chance of damaging hail, and a 2% chance of tornadoes, pretty much, again, for tomorrow. And then past that, that's pretty much it there. In terms of excessive rainfall, no threat, really, of any sort of excessive rainfall. And then finally, our last area of interest is Philadelphia, which starts off low temperatures tonight, 54, high temperatures tomorrow at 59, low temperatures tomorrow night, 52, low Kind of like a low chance of rain as you go into tonight. But tomorrow, rain is expected pretty much all day and into the nighttime hours as well. So occasional rain activity is expected pretty much all day tomorrow and all day tomorrow and all night tomorrow night. And so that's it in terms of that. In terms of severe weather, nothing here. And excessive rainfall tomorrow. Obviously with rain going on all day, the minor flooding is definitely going to be a bit of a concern, and some isolated flash flooding as well. And so that's it in terms of those three locations. Let's talk about what's going on throughout the entire United States. Severe thunderstorms are likely across portions of the Mid-South, Tennessee Valley, and the lower Ohio Valley today, including damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes, a few of which could be strong. Heavy to excessive rainfall, which may lead to flooding, is expected over the Tennessee and lower Ohio valleys today as well. So overall, we still have some stuff going on. Severe weather going on. That's going to definitely calm down as we get into tomorrow. Obviously, as we will be in the conversation, or the main conversation for severe weather, it's not going to be much, but we're like one of the only regions here in North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Virginia. Pretty much this southeastern into the mid-Atlantic region will have the threat for severe weather as you go into tomorrow, mainly for that coastal region. But then there also is some fire weather. Some fire weather up there inside of Minnesota, and then some frost going on up there in the northwest, and also down there in California near Los Angeles. Heat of up to 100 degrees is expected down there as you go into, I believe, today through Friday. So overall, a lot. So if you know anybody over there, which probably not too many people, since that's on the complete other side of the country. Let them know, hey, they got to be drinking water. They have to be hydrated. But pretty much that goes for almost anyone inside the South. But that's going to wrap this up for tonight. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the forecast tonight. Trail says nice pictures. Wow, 96 degrees. And I believe that is about it. I don't see anything else. So hopefully everyone enjoyed the forecast. If you did, make sure you go hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. We have had 16 people tune in. I have no idea why we only have 5 likes. With 16 people tuned in, 11 people came in and did not hit the like button at all. So I don't understand what's going on there. But it's very easy, very simple. All you have to do is click a button and make an account. It's not not something that would take even more than like 15 to 10 seconds. But that's just stuff that happens. But also the subscribe button as well. We're at 468 subscribers, trying to get to 500. We have around 32 more people until we get to 500 subscribers. 32 more subscribers until we get into our goal of 500. Also hit the share button, like I said. It could be with somebody that you saw at the grocery store today, somebody that you saw at the salon, barbershop, or anything like that today. Just go on and share it to them, as it will help me out as well. And they don't even have to be inside of South Carolina. Rather than be inside San Antonio, Raleigh, or Philadelphia. Everyone is welcome. But I will be back. I will be back tomorrow morning with your Wednesday morning forecast update. I'm a pin Trail's comment. And then I'll be here for about like another 5 minutes or so to see inside the chat what's going on. And if anyone else has any more questions. Anyways, I will be back tomorrow.